Safe and neighborhood are probably in almost every text, email, or phone call that I receive when someone's looking to move here or relocate to the South Florida area. Of course, everybody wants to live in a safe area, but that word safe has a different definition for everybody. Okay, on Talk with Traci, hopefully I'm going to be able to give you a few tools that are going to help you determine which areas are the most safe for you and your family. So stay tuned. Hi, I'm Traci Tam, a Florida real estate broker, and for everything about life and living in the South Florida area and all things real estate, make sure you subscribe to my channel and tap that bell so you don't miss any of our weekly videos. Are you thinking about moving to the South Florida area and wondering which neighborhoods would be safest for you and your family? Well, realtors like myself try to shy away from that word safe. Realtors, we adhere to a strict code of ethics and a Fair Housing Act, and we can't steer you into certain neighborhoods based on what we deem as safe. All we can do is we can provide you with the right tools to let you determine what you think is a safe neighborhood. I'm going to give you some of the tools that I use and some of my customers have used in the past that have seemed to work out to help them determine what the best neighborhood for them is in South Florida. I've helped hundreds of families through this process, and they all seem to be happy after they just do a little bit of due diligence on their part. Thank goodness that we live in a technology advanced world, because first we're going to start online. I recommend everybody first start with realtor.com. Pops up right here. You're going to type in either the city, or if you have a particular address that you want to search, type that in that white search bar, and then you're going to click search. And then a bunch of houses are going to pop up. You can click on any house and it's going to show you the crime rate in that neighborhood. But because I'm looking at particular city, Palmetto Bay, for this search example, I'm going to actually try to find an address that has Palmetto Bay in it. So here we go. So this one has the city, Palmetto Bay, Florida, which is what I'm searching for. So we're going to double click on that. And then right here, when that pops up, you're going to see a little map right here, and it might look a little bit different depending on what version of Google Chrome or Safari or Internet Explorer that you're using. But somewhere on that page, you're going to see a map. Double click on that map. And right here, you're going to see a little box that says crime. Click on that. Computer's not cooperating today. Okay, so we just want to one click on it and not double click. And then we're going to zoom out on the map. And you can see that there's different colors of shading. And as the chart right here shows us, the lighter the color, the less crime is in that particular area. So the red dot represents the area that we're actually searching, and the darker the shading, the more crime. And we're not going to rely too much just on this data, because we're going to use a lot of different sites, and we're going to get a big picture of the neighborhood in general that we're actually researching, because a lot of these cities and towns and villages don't have to report to every single site, and a lot of them don't. So realtor.com might be pulling from a couple sites that might not have all of the data, say for the village of Pinecrest or Palmetto Bay or the different municipalities or different cities. So that's why I say to get a big picture of the area and use multiple sites, which we're going to go over in this video, because a lot of these dark shaded areas, they have very high-end houses that are very, very popular in our area. And I was born and raised in South Florida, and I was actually born and raised and lived in Miami my entire life. And I'm very familiar with this area, and a lot of these dark shaded areas are very, very popular, and like I said, have very high-end homes in them. So just take this one map with a grain of salt, and every map that you're going to use and every site that you're going to use, just take the data and put it all together to get a big picture of what that exact neighborhood is and whether or not it's going to fit your lifestyle and your family's lifestyle and what you define as safe. So right here, we're going to go to miami-dade.gov, and it's actually the miami-dade.gov, and it's the crime map part of their website. So then we're going to go here, and it's going to say crime incident map. We're going to click on that, and it's going to ask us to leave this site because it's actually going to take us into the crimemapping.com site, which is one of my favorite sites. But once again, it doesn't get data from all the cities and all the municipalities and all of the villages. So this is just one more site that's going to contribute to the big picture of the neighborhood that you would like to live in. So at first this looks like a big boggle of mess, and what you have to do is you can type in right here an address, landmark, or zip code. So once again, if you know a particular address, you can type that in. But for this example, let's type in Palmetto Bay, Florida, right here. We're going to click on it, and then we're going to click on Go. So then we're going to click out that, and let's see. Right here, we're going to scroll out on this. So right here it has the map with the red dot, and that's going to show you the vicinity of Palmetto Bay. And then it's going to bring up a bunch of different little pictures throughout the map. And what you can do is you can click here and go to facts. And then right here where it says what type of crimes are displayed, it's going to show you what the different little symbols mean. So this I saw a lot of, so let's go back to the map. So right here, that's a little fist, and that means that there was an assault reported. So once again, like I said, this is only one tool, and although there's no crimes reported here and no crimes reported here, it doesn't necessarily mean that there weren't any crimes reported. It just means that, oh, there's some that popped up. So just because there's no crimes here and no crimes here, and obviously you can see that there's houses, it doesn't mean that there was no crimes actually reported there and there's so many that are reported here. But what it does mean is that maybe this village of Pinecrest didn't report to crime mapping statistics, so it's not actually showing up on this site. So that's another site that we like to use, Predator and Offender Map. So I always say to check that site too. It's the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. I'm also going to leave these links below in the description, so they'll be easy for you to click on and do your own search. But let's go again with Palmetto Bay. Florida, and we want to do, let's say, a 2-mile radius. So we're going to click on search. And we got, I don't know what. So sometimes it says no results found for that search, but then you can see how it has a little icon that you can click on. So click on that Palmetto Bay little icon, and it's actually going to take us to the site and show us. So as you can see, this person lives in Palmetto Bay, and it's going to go through. So there's one of 9 of 9. So there's one total page, and it's going to show you their address. And if you want to click on the map, it'll show you the map. And he actually lives right by a park, which I did not think was legal. But anyways, you can filter out different things and look at the Florida Department of Law Enforcement sexual offender maps and see where the registered sexual offenders are in your particular neighborhood or proximity to the house that you're searching in. All in all, these maps and all of these sites and all of this technology is a good place to start. But what I really recommend is save the money if you're a flight away and fly down here and stay for a couple of days. and visit those sites during the day, at night, on a weekend. And if you have a little bit of time, stop by the local parks if you have children and talk with the other moms or the other dads that are in the park playing, and ask them what they like about their neighborhood or what they don't like about their neighborhood. Maybe make an appointment with the administrators at a local school that you're thinking about having your children attend, and walk through the hallways and see what you think of the school when school's in session. Do your due diligence and look around, go to the local shops, the local restaurants, get a feel of how you would fit in to that particular neighborhood, because I truly feel like that's the best way to get a feeling of that community and that neighborhood. Now you have a few tools that are going to help you get started identifying that neighborhood. I'm also going to leave those links for those different sites below in the description. So don't worry and don't fret if I spoke too fast and you didn't write down the websites, because the links will be below in the description. But now that you're narrowing in on a neighborhood, what do you do next? Well, I'll tell you, call me so we can set up an appointment, either in person or to schedule a Zoom conference call. Remember to go to those social media sites and try to find community pages on different neighborhoods that you're thinking about moving into, and ask those people that are living in those neighborhoods what they like about their particular neighborhood and what they don't like so much about it. People love to talk about where they live, whether good or bad. They're going to pretty much be honest with you, and you're going to get a good feel of what the community feels about where they live. Also, remember that there are so many factors that go into a neighborhood that you want to live in. And I'm sure that safety is probably right there at the top of the list. But also remember that no area is crime-free. Everyone has a different definition of what feels safe to them. So hopefully these tools will help you in determining that and make the process a little bit smoother. And if you are thinking about buying, I have a great guide for buyers, and I'm going to put that link in the description below. And if you found this video helpful, make sure that you share it with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. And we'll see you next week on Talk with Traci.